God bless you for having you once again. One thing I have noticed is that God always looks for his own. That has been my language each time I'm talking to you. If you are very observant, you'll notice that I always make use of this word, that God always looks for his own. If we go to scriptures in the book of Genesis, in the book of Genesis chapter 4, we'll see vividly that God called Cain and Abel and said to them, sacrifice to me. God was lacking nothing. Bible said that, am I going to drink the blood of the bull? Or what do you think you can give to me? God has everything. Whatever you think he's in need of is a lie. God has everything. But he called Cain and Abel and said, sacrifice to me. Why did God want them to do that? Because God was looking for an opportunity to have a lover. He wants to know those that really love him. Bible says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. He loved everybody, but God is looking for people that will love him back. So where you are now, you'll be checking, thinking within you, how much did I love God? Or how much do I love God? Have I stood for him? Am I standing for him? Am I going to stand for him? When things went wrong, did I change my opinion? Did I stagger? Now that things are fine, what's my state with him? Tomorrow, if things goes wrong, who will you take him to be? Check your mates, watch your colleague, understand whether they are as you are. Many are in hospital. Many are facing diverse trouble. Many are facing calamities that they never imagined that would come to them. But God has preserved you. You have money, you've built a house, you have your children, you're married. Are there some of your mates that are not yet married? Then why are you married? Are there some of your mates that married when you got married too, and they don't have children? Why do you have children? And your thoughts is by your power. And again, check whether those marriages stood or whether many have divorced. Why are you still in your marriage? If you are loved by your husband, why are you loved? Can you check very well why God is much interested in you? He's making it better every day. You think it's by your own power. That's what we want to look at now. If God has chosen to make you great, if God has chosen to love you, do you love him back? Have you made him the center of your attraction? Personally, to me, I always tell you, there are things I cannot try. I have given myself to him and I have given it to him totally. I can't mess him up. No matter what I have committed, I will run to him. No matter whom that is pursuing me, I will run to him. It's always too bad when you run away from God. When God is not your refuge, when God is not your last boss, when you still have alternative for God, that's when there is trouble. I'm talking to you with a broken heart. God is looking for his own. Equal opportunity was given to Cain and Abel. But guess what? Cain had what it takes to command God's love. Yes. But he did not provide it. And Bible says that Abel took one of the best of what he had and gave to God. And God confirmed his gift. God accepted his offering. God accepted his sacrifice. Envy started. There is nothing wrong when there is envy, especially when God has chosen you to be his best. There are things that cause God's attention. If I will tell you the history of my ministry, how I got born again, how I love God, many things have pushed me, trying to cause me to deviate. I say, no, you can never. I love God and I love God with passion. Some people assembled, they wanted to deal with me because I refused other gods, even in my own town. They communed. I was called by different chief priests from different deities. They said, have given me this number of days for me to die. But he whom I love, who has chosen me, covered me with his will. Do you think that there are level of powers that can be greater than God? For he is the head of all principalities and powers. Power is everywhere, but when God's power arrives, when power jump power, the lesser will power. It is a matter of altar versus altar. Have you established an altar through the love you have for God? Is God aware of your existence? When God accepted Abel, Cain was wrath and killed him. Why? Because he noticed that God loved this person more than him. Whenever God shows you love, people would like to strike you. Bible said that Jacob loved Joseph and made coats of many colors for him. When their brothers couldn't contain it, when they could not accept it, they were so envious of him. They hate him with great hatred because he drank. And Bible said that after he drank, he yet dreamed another dream. And he told them. If you read that passage very well, you will notice that even the father envied him. He said, does it mean that I and your mother and your brothers will bow down to you? Joseph did not answer because he knew what he saw in history. Now, when Joseph was loved by his father, it is an evidence that God loved Joseph too. When Joseph was going to give food to them, you know that story? They saw him from afar. They said, behold the dreamer. And Joseph was calling them my brethren. Can you see? When you are God's sweetheart, you will become an epitome of love. You will have this dimension that you even love those that hate you. You will notice that there are things you like to do, but you cannot do it. People will push you to the wall. You feel like retaliating. And you say, I will not. Look at me. I don't retaliate. But zeal for the house of the Lord always consumes me. You can do whatever you want to do to me. I will keep quiet. But whenever I see that you have started defiling the name of the Lord, taking him for granted, I won't accept it. Jesus was so calm in his earthly ministry. Everybody thought that he was such a quiet guy until the day they tampered with the temple. He was wroth. He beat hell out of them. He stopped that rubbish. He shunned them. He stopped that nonsense. What am I trying to say? When Joseph was calling them my brethren, they were calling him the dreamer. What happened? They tried to stop God's beloved I don't know why God has chosen him in that family. Do you know that in a family, there is always God's beloved? In a town, there's always God's beloved. Among the pastors, there must be one that God loves more than the other. These are people they call occultic men sometimes. These are people they say that work with Beelzebub. These are people that they say that work with the power of chief of the devil. Because in a competition, whenever you come first, those that failed, we look for stories to support their failing. But hear me. Even among the pastors, among the brethren, once you are doing well, stories will start. They tried to stop Joseph by putting him in a dry pit. It seemed that that wasn't enough. Another idea came up that they should sell him. They sold him. And they thought that his chapter ended. No. If you are God's beloved, you are unstoppable. If you are God beloved, it will seem as if you are falling. It will seem as if where you are is slippery. It's like people watching in amazement, especially people on the losing side. All you see is like, God, hi, nearly. People will be desperate to see you fall. But at the end of the day, they will see you stand firm. Because you are standing on the solid rock, Jesus Christ. If there is something I will lose in life, may I never lose Jesus. If there is something I will lose, may I never lose his nurture. May I never lose his covering. May I never lose his acceptance. May I never lose his communication. May I never lose his still small voice that whispers to my ear. Sometimes when we prophesy, people say, is it arranged? How can I arrange miracles and testimony? If you think I have arranged one with you, expose me. I can't. I can't think of arranging a miracle, whereas the miracle worker is my beloved. He has called me beloved. He loved me so much. What will you do so that heaven will always make mention of you, always being interested in you, loving you so much? Do you know that God whom we serve needs to be loved? Many of you will say that, I love Jesus, I love Jesus, I love Jesus. Let's bring it to our normal life. You have a friend, he has not called for like 2 days. When he calls, you might not pick. Or if you pick, you say, why haven't you called me for a very long time? And you have a friend, God, and you are not communicating with him. You know, sometimes you don't see him. He would come inside your home and alert your spirit of his arrival, seeking your communication, looking for that relationship. You will not give it to him. All you will notice that it is laid in your spirit to pray, and you say, we cannot get up. You know, sometimes when you're lying down in the midnight, God will arrive and say, I want to talk with my love. And of a sudden in your spirit you will hear, kneel down and pray. You will say, no, I'm not praying. Then your lover God, Jesus, will live with pain. I can tell you that there are people God loves. Like me, I know he loves me so much. If you are crazy, you don't try. If you think you're mad, you don't joke with me. You might call me names. You might call me a sinner. You might indirectly talk to me on social media, on Facebook. You can ironically speak to me. But God loves me so much. Yes. You might think like, Why is he, does he boast? I don't think I boast, but even if I do, Bible said that if you want to boast, boast that you know him. I hate ego. I might look nice, but each time I'm close to you, I feel like showing you the love of God because I have experienced love. Most times there are things that happen. I'll say in my spirit, can God take me back again? The next moment, I will notice that he communicates with me like never before. He talks to me like never before. When I lay hand on the sick, they are instantly healed. Who is this God that we serve? He's looking for his own. If we go to scriptures, he says, Esau I hate, but Jacob I love. The question is this: what did Esau do? He did nothing. I will take you to the scriptures so that will be very clear to you. But I want to assure you, check very well to know in that family if you are God's favorites. And if God missed his favorite right in the family, they will wait for another generation. In every generation, God chooses a man. And for God so loved the whole world. I am not against that. He loved everybody, but he has his beloved. Pastor Chijindu is one. I'm coming back to open the scriptures so that you can see what I'm talking about. If you doubt my words, you cannot doubt the scriptures. Thank you, I'm coming back.